Doc, when you have so many injuries, how can you evaluate this team and how difficult
Well,
is
I
that?
mean, like I said, there's always a silver lining. There's, you watch the young guys play tonight, and you saw a lot of good things. I thought Trez, he's not a young guy, but I thought he played terrific. I thought CJ and Ty showed you that they can play in the NBA with the way they played tonight. So, and then I thought the starters kind of established themselves in the second quarter when they went back in. So there was a lot of good things that you see. We still got to take care of the ball. We're turning the ball over. In their defense, you have two of your guards out, two of your ball handling guards out, and so a lot of other guys have to do the ball handling right now.
Coach, talk about player Wes Johnson.
He's been terrific. Yeah, he's making shots and he's confident, and you just got to keep doing it. And I told him that last year, told him that the year before. But he's seeing the ball go in, and so each time he goes in, you get more confidence. And what we're trying to get him is when he misses them, keep shooting them. He can shoot the ball, and we've seen that in practice for 3 years. We haven't seen it in the games, and now you guys get to see it in the games. So it's nice for all of us.
Doc, is that a trick to get a guy who's a good shooter to believe in himself if he misses 2 or 3?
I tell you, I don't know if it is or isn't. I think the great ones can miss 50 in a row, and they just know they're good. I was never that as a player. I missed 3 and I was done, for that game, but I always came back. But the guys who are average, they struggle with it. They do. It's something in all sports, and my job as a coach is to keep telling the guy, if it's your shot, keep taking it. The problem is if he keeps missing it, then he has self-doubt. And, our league has so much information now, and guys start listening to reading, changing their shot, and, and that's never going to help, But I thought Wes this summer had worked the hardest that I've ever seen him, and the work is paying off for him.
Doc, I think last game you said you wanted the ball more in Milos's hands. Did you like how you got the ball today?
Yeah, I like today. We have to do that when Pat's on the floor with him and Austin's on the floor, though. He tends to give them the ball more. I want him to have it in them to space and be scorers. But I liked him in the second half, too, because he was looking for shots as well. He wasn't just trying to pass the ball. I thought he was a playmaker still and an aggressive scorer, and I thought that was good for us.
23 and 30 minutes. Have you decided on the starters for tomorrow? Who's playing, who isn't?
Well, we don't have a lot. A lot of guys aren't going to play, and so that means we're not going to have a lot of guys that are playing, because I think my numbers have it at 7. So I hope no one gets in foul trouble tomorrow. I'll put it that way.
Coach, besides the injuries, is this team where you want it to be right now?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I think they are. I like our spirit. I like how we're playing. You can see we're close. The ball's moving, guys pulling. So I like all that. It's hard to gauge because so many of the key guys have been out. I'm hearing that they all will be at practice Monday or Sunday. So that would be great. I don't think Patrick will be, but everybody else, from what I've heard, will practice on Sunday, and that would be nice. We may need name tags. I haven't seen any of them in a while, so it'd be good to see them again.
Coach, given some of the new faces and some of the injuries, at this point, is it like leadership by committee right now, or are there some really strong voices in the locker room?
I don't know. It's too early to know, I guess. Blake and DJ are doing it because they've done it. Patrick's a natural talker, voice, leader. I've always, the whole leadership thing, I think the players always tell you who's going to lead them. I always go back to the olden days when I never looked for a leader. I think you lead yourself, and then you follow too. I think leaders have to follow at times, and leaders have to lead at times. And I think all of them should try to lead, and all of them should try to follow. If they do that, then I think we're in great shape. It's when no one wants to follow, and then no one wants to lead, is when your team gets into trouble.
And just to follow up, with the changing landscape of the West and and your team as well. Is there any sense of being an underdog this season?
I think everybody's an underdog. Golden State's the best team, and everybody else is trying to catch Golden State. So until I get a news bulletin that they're not the best team, I think we're all underdogs, and we're all in for the fight. Like, I think everybody has accepted the challenge, and the problem is so have they. So it should be a great season for fans, for sure. There's a lot of good basketball. Probably too much good basketball in the West as far as I'm concerned, but there's a lot of good basketball.